Hi all, welcome to this play review of my Gomez's upgrade card, 88 rated card now, and this is obviously unlocked as with the others just by completing objectives with the original card that you unlock for the league player. So if Smash links would be awesome, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GIsALegend. All links are down below for playlists on the channel and social media links as always. Welcome and check out the First Straight and also the Politano upgrade reviews as well, and hit that notification bell would be massively appreciated, and comment down below if you have done the 88 Moy Gomez at all, or even any of them so far that we've had. But fairly straightforward league player upgrade, same with the other three, it's just the other two, sorry, they're all just free objectives. In Moy Gomez's case you've got to score in 6 separate wins with him. It's a little bit tedious when his shooting, while is initially decent, he does struggle a little bit sometimes in front of goal because of that lack of physical about him. But regardless, I was able to still switch him in at striker, do the damage, and we were able to get 6 goals. I would say try not play, if you've played him as a centre mid, try and play him as a striker first, try and get that goal in and then put him back into midfield, and then it saves you a lot of panic and a lot of hassle. With assists, kind of try and message your opponent and say, I need objectives, do you need objectives? Save yourselves both a bit of hassle. That's what I've just always done. Keeps it nice and straightforward. And driven to score, usually I've tried to do low driven when I was scoring anyway, but I was always still messaging folk in regards to the objectives, so at least it covered my back. And fairly straightforward. He probably is the hardest, I would say, of the 3 so far. Only because of the first objective, where his shooting is a little bit not the most ideal to work with, but we work with it and we get it done. And what I find interesting is, and like we said with First Straight, I didn't enjoy the 86 at all. I don't enjoy his 86 rated card, but his 88 is such a significant difference. I've played it. I played 3 games of weekend league last night. Sorry, 2 and 3 games of rivals today, just to get a feel of him. A better feel, and in all honesty there is a massive difference between these upgrade cards. It's like the 86 of Moy Gomez, not very usable. 88 definitely, like he's got 82 pace, 87 shot, 89 passing, dribbling, 65 defending and 74 physical. Very well balanced card, slots in nicely at doing the Rivaldo role that we've been doing with First Straight. And interestingly as well, he was able to, he would play off 7 chem in this team, but at the same time we subbed him on anyway because our aim was play him off 10, and you're not trying to hamper Paulinho or Jesus basically into the bargain. You kind of want to stick with a full squad. But I would say, when you on this kind of setup, don't play him as a CDM. He ain't going to play that for you. He's a centre mid cam, and 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill with 5-star weak foot, and medium, and we recorded that initially it was 2 games, 1 goal, 2 assists. After 5 games we're now 4 goals, 4 assists. But he's got 82 pace as we said, with 83 acceleration, 80 sprint speed, 86 attack positioning, 88 finishing, 85 shot power, 89 long shots, 74 volleys and penalties, 84 vision, 89 crossing, 73 kicks, minor negative, but I wouldn't have taken free kicks with him anyway. 93 short pass, 89 long pass, 94 curve, 90 agility, 90 balance, 79 reactions, 90 ball control. Can tell they've just kind of went the same boosts on some elements. 89 dribbling, 89 composure, 65 interceptions, 68 head and accuracy, 76 defensive awareness, 59 standing tackle, 43 slide tackle, 90 jumping, 94 stamina, 66 strength and 65 aggression. Now looking at him, what would you put for a chem style? That is the big question, because physically he needs a boost, shooting would go amiss, and same for defending. So you're kind of in a pickle here, depending how you're going to play him. Don't play him as a CDM, play him as a centre mid cam. I would say Hawk screams out as his first kind of chem style, because you want to boost that strength over 70, make him a bit more usable. Stamina's more than handy, aggression's no big deal, but having that little extra pace boost and that little bit extra in the shooting department does go hand in hand helpful. I would say as well, what I found pretty crazy about the guy is how much the defensive boost kind of just went up. It's like +5. I was like, yes, that's great, but I would have liked a bit more in the strength department, like, really, to be honest. But I feel this is where they've kind of been just inconsistent with the boosts. Like, with his, even though they've gave +4 dribbling as well, like, everything pretty much is universal, but like, to go up 5 defending, and like, his strength's only really went up 2 anyway, but is the 88 much more usable at this stage of FIFA, despite the 86 obviously not initially being usable? I would probably say yes. Like, he is a much more usable card. Like, I would say I enjoyed him like how I enjoyed Verstrate, but the problem is I'm never going to use this card. I wouldn't use it anyway. He doesn't. Whereas Verstrate, for me, is usable in all departments. Moy Gomez sadly isn't, and it's because of that physical that lets him down. Yes, he's got 5-star weak, 5-star skill moves. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He's just lacking that kind of like elite caliber element in his stats that would kind of make him much more usable. And like, even though when you compare the 88 to the 86, the 86 for me just kind of lacks quite a lot of things. The 88 kind of gives you what you're lacking, but not enough of it. And it's like, you could put a massive strength boost on him, it'll still not matter. Like, you could boost that shooting by like 10 in every department, or his pace by 10, it wouldn't make any difference. He fundamentally just lacks, for me, that little bit that just would make him that kind of like elite level card, because he could be like really, really not just usable, but it's like you could have a lot of fun with him and you'd be able to just have a field day with it. It's like he genuinely could be a fun card. Like, I'm sure I had like a couple penalties with him, and one like we missed. We missed both actually, but he for me is someone that it's just a pity that like his penalties I was finding were just not very good. Like, his shooting was brilliant. Like, I mean, I was giving him like shots to try and put away. He was on point, and I thought, oh, this card's going to do serious damage for me with goals, and he was putting stuff away quite easily and quite readily. But I would say, for me, defensively, whereas I was noticing Verstrate was coming back, obviously Moy Gomez was not coming back, and that's when you find yourself saying, is it really worth the hassle? Because you want a card that can, if you're like, yes, it's a free card, all you're really giving up is time and, say, contracts and fitness of players. I would say that he, for me, is the type of card where I would be like, right, if I'm expecting you to put in a shift for 90 minutes, can I expect that? Yes, you can, but the problem is I'm not going to expect a defensive shift from you. It's going to be a mostly attacking shift. And sometimes if Paulinho and De Jong, despite how you've set them up, I feel Gomez just doesn't do it for you. He's not as good as Rivaldo, he's not as good as Verstrate in this position, or even Tolisso for that matter, storyline Tolisso, or even Iniesta. There's definitely elements in the card that it doesn't fit, and you've just kind of got to grit your teeth and go on with it. But as I said, that's why we've compared him to like Dybala, the 86 obviously of his base card, and then I feel Canales is kind of a nice alternative as well. I thought tradable cards anyway, but for me he's like an 8 for worth it. But obviously for me, I think you're going to be using him in an SBC sooner rather than later. But if you've not got the 86, I wouldn't really grind to him just now. Like, if you're not fussed about the 86 or even 88, don't grind to him. He's probably the one at the moment I would say that's the least desirable of the 5 league upgrade players, in my opinion. Shows you might become that sooner than later himself, but we'll see what happens. But as I said, let me know, folks, in the comments below, try them out. If you've got them, that is, or even 86, what you thought of that. and obviously let me know in the comments down below if what you got from your packs as well. So you're welcome to smash like as always, sub to the channel if you're new. I'm Twitter, G's a legend, and I'll catch you all later.